A couple of very special guests in just a moment, but before that, Merv Hughes, you're also special. What did you make of the second session?
It was interesting, wasn't it? Just when you thought Australia were getting on top at 4 for 47 at lunch, I must admit, I sort of expected Pakistan to fall away, but what a fantastic session. 124 for the loss of 2 wickets. Masood was lucky to be caught in slip off a no ball, and then got out to Marsh in exactly the same manner, so didn't learn from his mistake. But Rizwan was fantastic, 88, so 10 fours and 2 sixes is a revelation, wasn't he? He's fantastic, and it was what Pakistan needed.
And Pat Cummins brings himself back on 9 minutes before the tea break and gets another wicket.
Can we say any more about this bloke?
No.
Seriously, you cannot praise him enough. And the thing that I love about when he comes back onto play, and we mentioned this in Melbourne, the whole team seems to lift. So he seems to drag, but the crowd comes alive too. And you just expect something to happen. He comes on, breaks a partnership, does really well. So his leadership is exceptional, but his bowling is just gold.
It's all set up for after tea, Merv. Nicely done by you. I know you want to go and have a little nibble on something.
Oh,
the
mate,
tea
there's
break,
party pies out there that I just want to get stuck into.
Don't eat all of them. Save some for us.
Oh, you're unlucky.
We've got a couple of special guests in the box here at the SCG because it is all about the pink test, and we'll certainly celebrate that in full detail on day 3. But other sporting teams from around the nation are getting involved as well, including the Sydney Kings and the Sydney Flames in the NBL and the WNBL. There's a very special day on January 14 where all proceeds will go to the McGrath Foundation. A double-header with the Flames and the Kings, the assistant coach of the Kings, Fleur, McIntyre, and the star of the Australian team, and also the Sydney Flames, Tess, Madgen, in the box with me. This is kind of like when worlds collide for me. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you. Thanks, Jack. Thanks for having us.
What are you making of today and the view and everything up here? How are you finding it?
I tell you what, the view from the commentary box, I'm feeling very, very special right now. I could certainly put up with this most days of the week.
Are either of you cricket fans?
I'm a big Mitch Marsh fan. I've done a leadership course with him throughout 2023. So absolutely love seeing what he did on the Boxing Day test and then getting a wicket here today.
Now, let's talk about what's coming up on January 14. As I mentioned, a double-header, which is very cool. I think there should be more of them, no doubt. But all proceeds raised going to the McGrath Foundation. From your point of view, it must be fantastic to be involved and have Hoops Capital involved in this as well.
Yeah, it certainly is. I think there's a personal connection. Obviously, I know Tess can speak about Tiana with the Sydney Flames, and I think for the Sydney Kings, Geordie Hunter and his mum Jo has, fought the fight against breast cancer, is now recovering from it. So for us, it's a really personal connection, and I'm sure there's a lot of our fans and members out there who know people who are at the moment battling this disease. So very close to our hearts, and we feel really honoured that we get to promote this on January 14th.
And Tess, there's a brilliant video that's just gone out on the Kings and the Flames social media. I watched it about an hour ago. Tiana Mungakahia, who has had let's face it, a bloody tough life so far, and she's still so strong. And this, you know her so well, it would mean a lot for her as well.
Yeah, and she speaks very fondly of the McGrath Foundation and her breast care nurse and, how she wants to stay in Sydney to be able to utilise her breast care nurse, and that just speaks volumes for what the program does, what the foundation does, and it's definitely helping her fight this battle with breast cancer. And she's just the most positive person coming into practice every day, always full of life, always full of energy. So anything that we can do to get behind her and help this wonderful foundation in the McGrath Foundation to make her life a little bit easier, we're fully going to get behind it.
And this is where sport can play a role, can't it, in what's going on in the greater community and with health challenges. This is where sport can really jump in and throw its support behind it.
Certainly, I think we talk about all the time that sport is often just a microcosm of these bigger issues that are going on in society. So I know for ourselves as coaches and as athletes, what a wonderful opportunity for us to go and support people that are in a battle way bigger than what we face on a sporting field. So if we can paint the picture, hopefully in all pink, and bring some awareness, share some funds and help support the McGrath Foundation, then again, I think that's an absolute privilege.
Now you can jump on the Sydney Kings website, check it all out. January 14, a pink Hoops double with thanks to Hoops Capital. Big week for both of you, obviously. There's a massive game tomorrow night. Fleur, I think there's like 10 of us from the Triple M commentary team coming tomorrow night. Massive game. And
you
Tess,
better all be
game
supporting the Kings, please.
Oh,
I know there's a few Melbourne crew in here.
And Tess, there's a couple of big games coming up for the Flames as well.
Yeah, we head to Adelaide tomorrow and play them Friday night, and then come back here for a massive game against the Melbourne Boomers on Sunday before the Kings game in a double header. So we'll be fighting to get the head-to-head over them, which could play dividends come finals. We just cracked the top four this week, so we're heading in the right direction. It's definitely very exciting to be around the Hoops capital at the moment.
You play nice against the Boomers as well, Tess.
Yeah, I've actually missed the last 2 games we've played against them this season, so I really can't wait to play the old team. You always definitely circle that one on the calendar.
Thanks for both being here. We appreciate it. What you and everyone involved in Hoops Capital is doing is awesome. So thanks for coming up.
Thanks so much for having us.
6 for 199 at the tea break. Howie's up next with Tubby and Ferg. Pakistan will be back out there with Salman 36 and Sajid 7 for Discovery Parks. Triple M rocks cricket.